I found out that week that Sheriff Bianco was also running for governor. And I had decided that I was going to run. So I reached out to his camp, my camp reached out to his camp, and we ended up having a 2-hour sit down. And we talked about how important it is to have a coalition of people. I said I could go at this one of three ways. I could go at this like Trump in 2016. I'm a hammer, everyone's a nail. I could go at this like Vivek Ramaswamy, where I go at my own lane. I don't go at you personally, but if I pick up steam, I'm going to go for it. If not, maybe I back out and endorse you. Or I go at it through lane number 3, which is, I'll be your JD Vance. The sheriff goes into Sacramento, the Marine has his back. And what ended up happening was we had a beautiful conversation. And I don't know if it was the political consultants that got in his ear or what the deal is, or if he just got busy. But either way, I understand things happen. But we went 8 weeks or so without really talking. I meet him up at the CAGOP. I tell him, I'm a good dog, but you got to keep me on a leash. Mm-hmm. I'll stomp for you. I'll go at, this with you. And ultimately I said, you're making me feel kind of like an aggressive ex-girlfriend. I'm calling you saying, hey, let's get together Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You're free Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And you tell me that we're going to get together. We don't do it. I want my sweatshirt back in my CDs if this isn't going to work. I'm just kidding. So he says, he laughs about it and whatnot, but I go back home and I think that we're going to, get together the next couple of weeks. It doesn't happen. And that's okay. Like I said, he might be looking at me like I'm a bomb, like I'm an IED not worth stepping on. And so what I ended up doing was I go to church that Sunday and I listen. And my pastor was saying, you cannot go the path of lesser resistance and assign God's blessing to it retroactively. You're often called to the path of most resistance. You don't want to do it because it's hard, and then you want to assign God's blessing retroactively. Yeah. That's ultimately what I was doing. And so I decided it's time for me to file my paperwork for governor, to find my own lane. I got some calls from some very high places asking me to enter the race. Mm-hmm. I did, and right now I understand that I'm a tier 2 candidate. That's why I haven't been on stage with some of these other people. But the thing is, here in the Republican parties, we don't like to rig primaries. We like to let the people decide through debate, through dialogue, through discord, who our candidate is going to be. We don't allow people to get robbed of nominations by super delegates like the DNC does. And so, but the problem is, at the end of the day, is there is very much a media establishment and there is very much a Republican establishment. And so if I were to run for lieutenant governor, I might have an easier path and I might get the blessing of my local Republican Party and the blessing of the state Republican Party. But then I will be sitting at tables that I should be flipping.